What's up guys, CJ here, and welcome back to another all-new Hybrid News Now, where we'll get you caught up on all the biggest news from around the entertainment world. In today's top stories, Olivia Munn might actually be returning to the X-Men franchise in Dark Phoenix, then a major addition to Ant-Man and the Wasp with some potentially massive implications for the MCU, and finally some great news about the Castlevania series on Netflix. But in that first story, as much as you're probably trying to forget X-Men Apocalypse, Psylocke did actually make her big screen debut there, despite not having really any character development or honestly anything to do at all. And then she ran off at the end of the movie, not necessarily into the sunset, but honestly I doubted we were ever going to see the character again. Which was disappointing because going into Apocalypse, that was one of the characters I was most looking forward to. But hold that thought, because it looks like Olivia Munn might actually be returning to the X-Men series in the very next film, X-Men Dark Phoenix. This comes to us by way of Omega Underground, who have recently kind of staked out a real reputation for keeping their ear to the ground on all things X-Men. Dark Phoenix began production in Montreal not too long ago, and there are a lot of photos of the cast and crew running around and hanging out with Justin Trudeau to back that up. And if you follow Olivia Munn on Snapchat, you might have actually already noticed this detail. She arrived in Toronto earlier today, and by this afternoon she was in Montreal, according to a video she uploaded on Snapchat with a region-specific filter. So does this mean the former Attack of the Show host is returning to the X-Men franchise? Well, no, not necessarily. Of course, you can be in Canada and not be in the new X-Men movie. Sorry, Mikey. But the timing definitely is interesting. I mean, they just started production, she's going to the very same city, it all kind of looks like it lines up that way. Of course, it could still all be coincidence, so let me know in the comment section down below what you think, but on to our next story. Ant-Man and the Wasp has added another seriously funny actor in a really interesting role. That actor is Randall Park, who you probably know best from movies like The Interview or shows like Fresh Off the Boat, and that role is Jimmy Woo. Jimmy Woo, for those of you that don't know, has kind of been a long-time side character in Marvel Comics. He was first an FBI agent, then briefly he was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and finally he fulfilled his destiny and became the head of the Atlas Foundation. What exact role he'll play in this movie, though, still remains to be seen. He could appear as the original incarnation of Jimmy, a skilled FBI agent, really one of the Bureau's top men on the West Coast, which would gel with Ant-Man's San Francisco setting. Or he could show up as Jimmy's midlife career as an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, that group's semi-return in Age of Ultron, and now Fury's confirmed role in Captain Marvel kind of signaled that organization might be coming back to the forefront of the MCU very, very soon. Lastly, he could definitely show up as the head of the Atlas Foundation as a descendant of Genghis Khan. The movie still doesn't officially have an announced villain, and so I've got this feeling that they might take the villainous role of the early days of the Atlas Foundation and just assign that to the Jimmy Woo era Atlas Foundation, which were definitely on the side of the good guys. But I really hope they don't do that to poor Jimmy. And personally, my money's on the S.H.I.E.L.D. version. I just think that fits better with the larger narrative of the MCU, at least right now. Let me know which version of Woo you think will show up in the movie in the comments section down below. But on to our last story of the day. Let's end the week on a positive note with some massive news for any of you Castlevania fans out there. The animated adaptation of the classic video game debuted today to rave reviews from fans, with a 9.4 out of 10 rating with 17 user reviews in on Metacritic. And there are even less reviews from the critics, but they all seem really positive too. To top off what's been a great day for the people behind that series, according to Deadline, Netflix has already decided to renew the show for a second season, and they've even bumped up the episode count from 4 in this first season to 8 in the second. Personally, I haven't seen it, but some of my friends have watched it and they were absolutely blown away. Apparently it really lives up to the promise and the vision of the video game, with an absolutely brutal, grim, violent series, and plus the art looks amazing, so I'm going to be definitely binging that this weekend. Let me know what you think of that and all of our stories today in the comments section down below, but that's going to do it for me here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider turning on your notifications to be alerted every time we upload a new video. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.